This one way they just slam Kenneth Okonkwo lawsuit left, right, center. Another lawsuit again. Now wow. Omo, my people, make una gather here because this political gist where they trend now no be small matter.
I have just discovered something that is very disheartening. It is not just that they are going to, that anybody who is voting for NDC or Peter Obi is voting for Tinubu. Anybody who is voting for NDC and Peter Obi is voting for criminality. And I will prove it with facts. I will call names.
If person tell you say one television interview, just one, fit cost somebody 10 billion naira, you fit laugh am. But as we dey speak, lawyer, actor and politician Kenneth Okonkwo is now facing not one but two separate legal demands of 5 billion naira each. Put them together, now whooping 10 billion naira be that though. And before una start to dey ask me, yes so 10 billion naira, no be 10 million, no be 100 million, 10 billion. Now the question be say, wetin really happen? As many of una know, Kenneth Okonkwo and Peter Obi used to be political allies, close one at that. Kenneth was one of Peter Obi's strongest supporters during the last election season. If you follow politics then, you go remember say this man dey defend Peter Obi left, right, center.
Meaning that Peter Obi is not only that he's not corrupt, he's incorruptible. And so he's not comparable with the presidential candidates of the other parties. So whenever you're talking about corruption, you just have to look down for people who can make honest mistakes just because human beings are not God. But when you talk about corruption, the Oba of Benin looked at my principle and said, your integrity goes before you. My principle is a man that wouldn't even accept a lot of land that is due to him as a former governor. He wouldn't even accept pension due for him. Lagos State used its own liaison office here in Abuja to compensate Tinubu after being governor, after they made the elaborate pension scheme law. So can you compare? No, you don't compare my principle with Achike or Tinubu. When you talk about anything that is misappropriation, you can say that some people in Lebanon made honest mistake by the judgment of the court. Have you ever seen honesty added to those two gentlemen? Go to the court of public opinion, you wouldn't find it. A Tinubu and Achike. Don't take my words for it. Take the words of Hayatuddin, a presidential.
I have discovered something that is very disheartening. It is not just that they are going to, that anybody who is voting for NDC or Peter Obi is voting for Tinubu. Anybody who is voting for NDC and Peter Obi is voting for criminality. And I will prove it with facts. I will call names. There is one man called Obunike Ohebu, the House of Representatives aspirant, Newi North and Newi South, and Ekusigo local government from Anambra State. He sent an SOS to me, and he said that Peter Obi is now the head of the criminality, that they were scammed.
But today, a different story entirely. The relationship between the two appears to have gone sour, and Kenneth has been making several allegations against Peter Obi and some other political figures. During a recent television interview, Kenneth allegedly accused Peter Obi of collecting money from aspirants and made other claims involving some Southeast political leaders. Those comments no go well at all. Peter Obi reportedly responded with a 5 billion naira defamation demand, insisting that the allegations were false and damaging.
In NDC, and he said Okonkwo went back to his people and made sure that every constituency produced one candidate so that they will not be scammed. But Peter Obi told them that all of them, the aspirants, should go into the field and that they thought they were going to have primaries. Remember, Sereka Dixon came out and said, once you pay your expression of interest form, you are not going to pay any money. When you are now the one that is nominated, that's when they will take nomination fee. And all of them ran into it. Then Peter Obi and the leaders of the Southeast now went and told them, anybody who wants to be House of Rep person, after paying that expression of interest, must pay 10 million naira bribe, and Senate 20 million naira bribe. When they were
bribe to who?
Bribe to the NDC and the caucus. They call them caucus leaders in the Southeast. This was what he wrote it and sent to me, and sent me the receipt, because they told him he needed money to campaign for his presidency. Now, When they were told individually. So they thought they were now the chosen candidate, that maybe that is the nomination fee. When all of them paid, they discovered there were many. Then we are now told to go into the field for direct primary. And when they now went into the field, they thought that there was going to be genuine primary. And as they were in that field, killing themselves, Peter Obi was in John Wood Hotel. He mentioned the hotel, writing the list of candidates. And after that, they submitted it. You know what he said? He said, I am not disappointed that I lost the ticket. I am rather disappointed that I invested my time, resources, and reputation in a process that is becoming increasingly opaque and inconsistent with the democratic principles it proclaimed. And this is another man from Enugu State, a highly political person, sent to me. And you know what he said? He said, I have a direct taste of the fraud called Peter Obi. Recently in NDC.
But we must put that, yes.
NDC has become a national dialogue for criminality.
No, but just a moment.
A presidential aspirant of PDP for it said the PDP primary was obscenely monetized. So when a man like that, who bought his own ticket by the confession of them, remember what my principal did? He said PDP is now a stumbling block to his aspiration for a new Nigeria, and that was why he left. So do you compare such a manipulator and then such an intimidator in Tinubu, who will tell you if anybody says there will be a change of government, tell the person shut up, who will tell you mentioning the name of Funke Akindele irritates him, an intimidator. So my principle is an inspirator. He will tell you, don't vote for me because I'm Igbo. Vote for me because I'm a man of character, competence, and capacity.
Many people thought that was where the matter would end, but wait first. As Nigerians, they say, film will never reach halfway. No conclude more. Another political heavyweight has now entered the matter. Former Imo State Governor Chief Achike Udenwa has also slammed Kenneth Okonkwo with another 5 billion naira legal demand. According to reports, Udenwa's lawyers accused Kenneth of making false and defamatory statements against him during the same television appearance. The former governor is demanding a public apology, retraction and compensation, which means, as it stands today, Kenneth Okonkwo is looking at legal demands totaling a whopping 10 billion naira. My people, make una help me calculate that more. How many duplexes this one fit even buy sef? How many estates fit enter there? Now, another part of this political drama where people dey discuss online na the question of how Kenneth Okonkwo and Peter Obi got to this point. Several stories and claims have been flying around social media. Some supporters claim there were disagreements behind the scenes long before Kenneth parted ways politically. Others insist that personal expectations and political ambitions may have played a role. There are even unverified reports and rumors making the rounds about financial assistance requests and housing issues between both men. However, these claims remain allegations circulating online and have not been independently verified. So make nobody quote me tomorrow saying na me talk am o. As a matter of fact, Mona watch this video.
Me and you last year started talks about Kenneth Okonkwo, and I told you, as the leader of the spokespersons of Peter Obi, what happened. So the fact that he had an issue, a private issue, and Peter tried to help, he was expecting more from Peter. He left and went to Atiku. Atiku helped him. Fine.
I suffered from degenerative disease.
Dr. Kach Onanuju said you left the Labour Party after Peter Obi denied their request for National Publicity Secretary position. According to him, you lobbied for it. How true is that?
In all honesty, at times it's not necessary. Answering back to people that you know that are sick. You know, a lot of people do not understand that the so-called Kach Onanuju is now suffering from a degenerative mental disease.
Yeah, between me and him, I am fine. I don't fire blanks. His problem, why that crisis came that we talk, was because he has had 2 divorces. And the women were abandoning him because he was firing blank. I am a grandfather. I have 5 children. He doesn't have. So you could imagine such a person now calling me someone with degenerative disease. Because
are you saying that the person in question is
the problem? Listen, everybody he's not new to it. What brought that crisis you see us discussing was his father-in-law chased him out of the house where he was living, and he needed a house. So when he came to my principal said, "Look, what do we do?" I said, "Your Excellency, it's in your hands."
Hey, that is his father-in-law in this particular marriage he's in now, not another marriage.
That is the last father-in-law. And then the guy said, "Let us get you a flat." He said, "No, he wants a duplex." Even as he went to Atiku, they still gave him money for duplex. So when Peter couldn't give him the money he wanted for a duplex, Peter suggested a flat. He said no. That was what started all that crisis. And he started saying, "I had generated disease." I don't. He is the one that fires blank. I'm in marriage. I have children. You know, some men have this problem in life. God doesn't bless everybody with everything. Some people, when they shoot with their women at night, they shoot blanks. I don't.
But would it not look like you're using his condition if that is true that he has a condition?
That is exactly why I didn't mention it to you at the heat of those discussions. But I'm just trying to tell you now that different people come with different issues, different problems. But when we just talk in public, we rub it all off and we forget about it. Peter Obi is like a church. Everybody is welcome to come into that church. You're not going to blame the bishop because of the diversity of parishioners that came to his church. And no bishop stops different kind of, maybe armed robbers from coming to their church. Armed robbers come to church to seek deliverance. That's what it is. What if the man you're talking about now has been with bad people and that's why he's been the way you think? If the time me and you were discussing this thing about the man who had insulted me, if I said those things openly, plainly, you will know that people will call us for me and say, "Why don't you talk like this?" But I kept it to myself. That's why I told you during that program, I said, "Please don't abuse this market where I want to sell."
Now, what's you just
that was what I said. I said, leave it and move.
Make her ask you. Somebody even ask you, make her ask you, say, when you talk now, you mean say the person still live in bondage?
Listen to me.
That is the person who's living in bondage.
I don't understand. It is everybody has his own mark. I'm not perfect. There are places where I must say a baddie. She said,
this way you talk now, people will talk to you, not being doctor. How you know say person the fire blank when you being doctor?
I'm not listening to me. What I'm telling you, don't believe me. Ask privately. Don't take my word. Just ask privately.
That is evidential. It is evidential.
Listen, don't talk to me. Don't ask me. Just ask
Achike helped him. Fine.
The same thing Peter suggested was exactly what Achike gave him. Now, for you to work with Peter.
You know, say they speak in parables. You go good look talk in clear terms. So you've been talk, say, that what he tell us last year. Say he asked Peter Obi for house rent money. Say a duplex in one rent. And Peter Obi will give him. So they start with flats. So you mean
he wanted money for a flat when he met Atiku. He talked to Atiku. Atiku was sweet, nice, told him he would do. Atiku still gave him money for a flat. So because why? Yeah, listen. And that's just so for you really to consider what is it that drives Kenneth. What brought trouble between him and us? Penny. Money to rent a house. I don't tell Peter to pay me for house rent. Other people who work in the movement came in. People like Kenneth, because he is failure in the in the entertainment industry, he failed. That's why he came to meet us in the political space. Kenneth Okonkwo is a failed entertainment entrepreneur. He was Kenneth is a pioneer of the Nigerian film industry, the local film industry. But some of the people who got there got successful. You can see someone like who will I call now that hasn't made it big. Everybody that I have in mind have made it successful. Those who didn't make it very big played very, very gently. That's how it is. Kenneth panicked, abandoned the entertainment industry, came to meet us in the political space. But Kenneth lacks depth. He doesn't have it. Nigeria runs a representative democracy. Kenneth from Enugu State. How can you come, an Igbo man, you want to work for a Fulani man, abusing the Igbo frontline candidate? What kind of human being are you? He doesn't understand. This is a hungry man. He is what Igbos call Onyagro, Ndenabuni. That's the problem. You don't come and start begging for house rent. Now he begged for it. That is what got us into this mess. If you must come and do politics, better have a secondary source of income. If you come and jump into the politics and you have no supporting base that sustains you, you will become as challenged as Kenneth Okonkwo is. This is the problem we have. Who told you I don't have problem?
What we know for sure is that Kenneth eventually allied himself politically elsewhere, while his criticism of Peter Obi became stronger and stronger. The funny part where many Nigerians they point out be say, Kenneth now appears closer to political camps he once criticized heavily in the past. Politics, sha, e get as e be o. In Nigerian politics, today's enemy fit become tomorrow's ally, and today's ally fit become tomorrow's biggest critics.
And now Atiku has confessed that he used special purpose vehicle to create phony companies for which he paid consultancy fee, and from which the consultancy fee was paid back to them. To him, he said it openly. His voice is there.
Yes,
Buhari is supposed to send him to jail. The two people that deserve the prison, I don't know what they are looking for in the president.
You're making this allusion to issues that are largely very controversial.
Michael Achike said it. Nobody has sued him for defamation, libel, or slander.
Yeah, but these are issues that these candidates themselves and their parties have controversially said that this does not exist. So in that sense, this might not be the right place to categorically make those an outright statement.
Atiku was asked about the issue of Achimobu by BBC. You know what he said? We've passed over that. He offered no defense. It's done on record.
Atiku Abubakar is a man that has propensity for corruption, tendency to disloyalty, inability to say and speak the truth at all times. So he's a man who has propensity for poor judgment, belief and reliance in matter about, lack of transparency, a man who trusts in money to buy his way out in all situations, a man who has the readiness to sacrifice morality, integrity, propriety, truth, national interest for self and selfish interest. We are seeing it manifesting. It gives me goose pimples that Atiku has the national award in corrupting the generation before him and corrupting the generation after him.
One thing I know say nobody fit deny be say, this entire situation don't become one of the biggest political dramas of the year. Now the matter don't leave television studio enter lawyer office, and once lawyers them don't start to send letter worth billion, it means say this matter don't pass ordinary social media arguments. The question now be say, Kenneth Okonkwo go apologize last. I make all these parties just find way to settle things behind closed doors. My people, politics for Nigeria no they ever disappoint when it comes to premium entertainment. But as always, remember say that allegation remain allegation until proven, and everybody involved deserves the opportunity to state their own side of the story.